Morning crew, for the Mornin Tailboard. We're going to be talking about if you're working heavy steel, you know about blood blisters getting underneath your fingernails. Yeah, you can get them on your digits. Sucks when you get them there, but when you get them underneath your fingernails, makes it even worse. So, what we're going to be going over, this is by no means medical advice. For legal reasons, I would say to go straight to the hospital if you want to get that taken care of. Now, for myself, or if other people do something similar to this, if you do it, by no means is it my fault. This would be your own interpretation. But what I do is I want to get that out. I've had them grow out from the nail, and it takes forever to get on out. It will grow out, and you'll be missing a chunk of your finger for a bit, because it will take up sometimes, if you're working heavy steel, and you get a nice big one underneath your nail, it will take up almost your entire nail sometimes, and that sucks a lot, and it hurts. Anybody that gets it knows it hurts. You want to get rid of that pain. Now for me, this is for me, what I do is I have either some medical alcohol on hand or some hydrogen peroxide, and I use some tools of the job site. This is no joke. This is what I do. I will get no specific size, just a somewhat small drill bit. And you can either use a regular hand drill, or what I prefer to use would be this critter, your drill press. But I prefer using the hand drill, and I will get it lined up, and I'll start the drill, and I will go through the affected fingernail. Because if you have your entire fingernail just feeling like you want to rip it off from that blood blister, put all that pressure underneath, it builds up and hurts. It sucks, and then it takes forever to grow out, and then you got parts falling out, it get infected, even though it does harden up and it just gets nasty and all. I just get it going nice and slow. I'll drill it out, so it just creates a little hole. I ain't drilling all the way through my finger. I'm not stupid. I don't do that. It may look like it. It looks like I'm about to torture myself, but I just go right through the fingernail. I'm not putting tons of pressure on it. I just go right through the fingernail. It will squirt out. It will do that. And it looks gory, but it's a huge relief. You might think that it would cause a lot of pain, but it don't. You start drilling, and once you get right through, you don't want to put a bunch of pressure because you will go through your finger. And that's just stupid. You go just through your nail, blood will squirt out. You put pressure on the bottom of your finger. It'll get a lot of that blood out. Then you get your hydrogen peroxide or your medical alcohol, and you flush that critter out. Yeah, that hurts. But for me, the reason I do it, because it beats the alternative of going weeks with that critter stuck in there, and then eventually feeling like I've got a rock under my nail, taking up my entire fingernail. Now, if you get it real bad, you could lose part of your fingernail if you leave it in there. I've seen that happen to some guys, but what my crews do, me and my crews, whatever, it's a job site, no one cares about grammar. Drill it out. My crew and I normally do it myself because I can feel where I'm getting through. Now, if you have a drill that's a big one, and one of those small critters, and it's moving around on you, you might want to have one of your crew hold it, help steady it, so you can push down just so that they make sure it's not going all wobbly. You don't want this thing going like that. You want nice and straight, nice and easy, because you don't want the drill just to slip from your hand, go right through your finger. Be no good. I like using the drill press because it gives me more stability, and I know it's not going to walk on me. And in case y'all don't know what walking is, it's just going to start walking as if you're going to drill on something else. Use a fairly small drill bit. Don't use one of the teeny tiny things. We don't do that. I use just a random size. I don't have any particular size because I don't put too much thought into that. Which kind of makes sense why I do stuff like this, because it works. I just don't put too much thought into it. I do put enough thought to not use this drill bit. That is stupid. I ain't gonna do nothing like that. I just use a nice itty bitty little drill bit and just a little white tool. It don't hurt. You're drilling through your nail. Drilling through the nail doesn't hurt. And for me, and this is just what I do, I ain't showing no advice, because I ain't gonna get no legal beagle issue with nobody. All y'all, if you do this and you get hurt, well, shame on you for doing something unsafe. The way I do it, it's safe enough for me, because it gets the job done and I can get back to work. That's why I do it. I'm not gonna be feeling a critter underneath my nail for weeks on end, or months, depending on how bad it is, and having it just destroy the end of my finger or thumb, coming out and just falling to pieces and looking all nasty like. So that's what I do. Legal beagle reasons, don't do this, go to the hospital. They're gonna basically superheat a pin, not a small pin, but it's a decent sized pin. They're gonna superheat it and go through your nail, and it will relieve the pressure. The reason I know they do something like that, because I had a student that, when I said what I do with this little bit little thing, critter turned pale white, looked like a ghost. Which was odd for the race the person was, but anyways, they did that. And they went to the hospital, and they apparently darn near passed out from the people doing that, because it was worse than using a drill. Scarier, I don't know, not my department. I just use the drill. It's fast, it's simple, but I got to make sure I have that hydrogen peroxide or that alcohol, flush it out. I'm not getting an infection underneath my digits nails. I don't want that. That'll be even gnarlier, nastier. So, all right, crew, that's Mornin's Tailboard. Y'all stay safe on the job site. All right, let's go.